Alright then, let's have a crack at Trainz Simulator 3 on mobile phone. I'm running this on a Google 6 Pro, and I have to say this game makes it a bit hot, so it's going to be a little bit of a battery killer. Right now we're partway through one of the training scenarios in Kickstarter, and we need to switch this junction, and apparently we need to switch this junction, because we're going down here to pick up these cars. Alright, so you move the game around with your finger, naturally enough. And I'm controlling a train at the moment, but if you're not, then you can just tap on the train and you can take it over. You can, if you zoom in far enough, using pinching fingers, get inside the cab. So, let's get us moving. Release the loco brakes, notch 2 to get it sliding forwards. The cab isn't operable, but it looks okay, and the things do move when you change your controls. I suppose that's just one of the compromises they had to make for using a phone. Let's get some brakes on here. I'm just using the loco brake because I'm going a little bit fast for coupling. Alright, that's better. Should be coupling up in just a moment. I'm just running this one and then we'll pop out and look at the routes that you get with it. Not quite. Oops. It really struggles with the controls and the gestures. If you've got big fingers like I do, it's a little bit problematic. The sliders aren't quite wide enough for me. So now we want to pull these back the other way. We've coupled up to them. Brakes off. You access most of the game things through the two menus. So this one's got your bell if your train's got one, horn, headlights, various other bits and pieces, miles per hour, kilometres per hour, saving, and this one lets you change between the simple and the complex controls, or you can go and select your routes or your characters, or you can do things to the train. We'll see what that one does in a moment. Oops, see, it's struggling. I wanted to go downwards there. So let's get some brakes on. Brakes off now, because I've a faint suspicion. Did we go past our stopping point? Oh no, we're almost there. And it's so touchy. Probably good for someone with small fingers, I suspect. Creeping up to our stop point. Alright, we're there, so we'll just use the independent brake to stop. And let's have a look around. We need to come out of the train now, so we just zoom our way out of the train with the finger gestures. And we want to get right out of the train so that we can actually go and change some points, because you can't do it otherwise. We want to change this one, so they go into the siding here. Brakes off, go into forward. I'll just pop these ones in the siding and you get enough of an idea about this. I'll just show uncoupling so that you see that happen. The controls are pretty simple. But I'll grumble again about them not being good for big fingers, so you really need to be able to make these controls wider. The other challenge that they've got, so I didn't manage to get the brake off then, the other challenge that they've got is that this is the control, where the region where the controls are, it's the exact place where the Android 12 gestures start and stop. which is a little bit problematic because I find myself changing out of the app if I'm not careful. So if I start right on the edge of the screen, then I end up out of the app, which is kind of boring. The app is very persistent. There is no way to tell the app that you want to quit. So it seems to go idle, but you know, who wants to really trust that? Anyway, let's pop out to the menu now. So let's have a look at the store first up. So there's all sorts of stuff you can buy, and they are at mobile phone prices. The models seem to pretty much be the same sorts of things that you can get on PC. There's a really good selection of stuff. They're all really cheap, and of course that means you'll buy lots of them. So interestingly, the same locos that you're seeing here, they tend to be about $20 on PC. So, yeah, would you be disappointed as a PC player to see all this stuff here at these prices? Well, I guess they have to do it because, you know, it's mobile. Mobile has to be cheap, or people won't touch it. So the routes you get when you just buy the game, there's City and Country USA. Have a quick look at that one. Have a look at the sessions. So you get a free drive. They all come with a couple of free drive sessions where you can just move trains around to your heart's content. This one's even got a free drive in autumn and a free drive in night. Doesn't seem to have anything else. So if we go back to the routes, there's Europe High Speed. There's an Afternoon Express, an Airport Express. It looks kind of like a TGV to me. A City Service and a European train. So it's a little nondescript, this one. It's just European Express. So, you know, who knows what it really is. Then there's Kickstarter, where you do all your training. That's where we were. There's the Rocky Mountain route, which comes with a free drive. And it comes with a couple of freight runs. And it comes with a passenger run. And a scenic ride. There you go. And we have an Australian one, SAR Peterborough. Interestingly, being run by Queensland Rail. I don't know if that's prototypical, but, you know, could be. They have an express train passenger. They have a free drive around Peterborough. They have the imaginatively named Freight Service 1 and Freight Service 2. In fact, Freight Service 2 seems to be there twice. I wonder if one of those is meant to be Freight Service 3. And we have a Steam Express with the New South Wales Railways Class 59. So we've seen a little bit of diesel action, so let's see a little bit of diesel mainline action. Let's jump into Freight Service 2. They do take a little while to load up. They're a bit intensive on the device. Granted, this is a fairly high resolution screen, so it is running at full screen. Interestingly, we've come in moving with the brakes on, already in forward. So let's notch back up again. Crossing. These locomotives seem to sound like a VRT class, and of course we want to hear them in notch 8, don't we? A bit choppy in the sounds, a bit of looping going on there. Lots of popping in on the tree scenery. Let's just drop those out. Let's just jump out of the train now and watch it go past. So it's a fairly long, no, it's not even a fairly long freight, is it? It's a little one. You can still pan through and get some scenic shots, I guess. Gone under a hill. Alright, well let's pop out of here and have a bit of a look at some steam. So we'll go back to our route menu and let's just choose this one. Let me, okay, drive session. And we don't want to save that. Very big on saving things. My apologies if you end up hearing the concrete saw in the background in this video. He started up just as I started to record. It's kind of typical of the universe. That was a bit weird. Alright, we seem to be zooming down towards our train now. universe is populating and popping in. Slightly disconcerting. Not so hot for the immersion, but you know, it's a phone, you're not going to get a lot of immersion anyway. We have 6 passenger stops. Be sure to wait until all passengers are on board before pulling away from each station. Yes, okay. Sounds like our Guard is ready. Now we've gone into the simple controls again by default, so let's just go to the complex controls and let's go over here. Lights. Bit of whistle action. I just want to show you the adjust train thing. So I just opened up the adjust train menu and you can couple and uncouple from there. So let's go back to our controls. Brakes off. Now I appear to be controlling the coal and the water in this one. So I'm doing the lot. Alright. Reverser in full forward. Bit of whistle. Bit of throttle. And since we're moving, let's put in a little bit of coal and a little bit of water. Throttle off, and we can start changing the reverser. We have a green signal there. Bring it back down to about 34% and throttle back up again. It's a bit rough on the passengers. The screen is getting noticeably hot as I finger around on it. So I'm guessing by the modern signage that this is a rail tour. Steam engine looks kind of nice, pretty well modelled. Sounds okay. Kinda not sure exactly how long I'd be willing to play this game, because just in the time that I've been recording this, which is the duration of what you're watching, it's gotten so hot that it actually feels hot. Not just feeling warm, it feels hot. And that couldn't be very good for the phone. We've got different cameras. We can be in the cab. And we can be outside. Okay. That looks like it. I thought there was more than that, but it seems not. I know you can get into a passenger carriage. You can add your own trains and move your own trains and things like that, pretty much like you can in the PC game. So yeah, I guess it's a bit of fun. But yeah, a bit challenging on the hardware, I think. This is running at 4K at 100 frames a second, so it's pretty hard work for the phone, I guess. I haven't found anywhere where you can change the game's resolution, any settings or anything like that. Seems to cruise along on a relatively realistic throttle. Now, interestingly, even though I'm controlling the coal and the water, there's no display for me on water levels or fire. Let's try and get back to the locomotive, and I'll zoom into the locomotive. And let's see if we can see it on the gauges. Can't make them bigger. And I don't know about you, but I can't really read anything, so who knows what kind of steam pressure we're making. Whether we're losing steam or gaining steam. Doesn't really seem to be much of an indication on that. Maybe as long as you're actually putting some coal and water in, it'll just keep going. I don't know. Guess we'll find that out as we play, huh? Let's just zoom out of here a little and come into a passenger carriage, because I think you can actually go inside these too. Maybe not. I've ended up in the back of the stinger. Okay, let's go back to another carriage. Let's come right back to here and see if this gives good enough for him. What if I change cameras? No, back in the steam engine. And further back than we were before. Oh, we're behind the stairs. Okay. That's fine. See the whole cabin first. Oh well. Does seem to work. Only one kilometre out now, so I guess I'll take this the rest of the way to the station. Just throttle off now. I haven't seen anything for opening up cylinder valves, anything like that. Nothing obvious. Probably could have reused the anti-breath control when it was a steam engine. Maybe it could have been the cylinder box. Well, half a K out now, so let's start accelerating. I think we might want to start braking some more. Maybe not that much. Jumped all the way in, so we're just going to stop. I'm guessing that top gauge is our brake pipe. Or maybe that's the speed. No, that we stopped. Alright, put the reverser right back to full forward again. Away we go. Let's see if it's clever enough to open cylinder cocks just because we're moving and we're starting off. I thought we might have actually, because it's throwing some steam out the side there. So it might be smart enough to open the cocks automatically. Maybe they're just always open. Oh, this is our stopping point currently. In the middle of nowhere. Oh no, it's just a go-kart. Alright. Let's do speed up again. Bring our reverser back down to about 33 or so. I thought that was a stopping point, but no. Alright. The wilderness is relatively realistic. The locomotives look nice. The steam sound's actually, I think, okay. The steam sound's not bad at all. The diesel sound was loopy and choppy, which I didn't enjoy. The little switching engine doesn't seem to do that, but that QR engine certainly does, and it sounds like a VRT class, so maybe it's just bad sounds. There's a ton of stuff that you can buy. You get a fair bit of gameplay with the game, and it's only $5, so, you know. How wrong can you go? I suspect you'll need to be plugged into a power bank or plugged into your charger to make this useful. I would keep an eye on your phone temperature. This thing it's starting to get uncomfortable to hold, to be honest with you. So, maybe it needs to sit in one of those little cushions or something. I'm not a big fan of heat soaking hardware. So. Well, that's probably it then. I think we'll leave it there. The general feeling is that it's fairly positive, it's playable, but it is hot. Maybe there's some settings to change the resolution and bring it down a little bit. I know I can tell the phone itself to not run at max speed, so I might give that a try too and come back to you later with the idea there. But it does run, it looks okay, it mostly sounds okay, and it's playable. It's got some quirks. The controls are difficult to use if you've got big fingers. Under Android 12, they're right where the screen gestures start, so I often find myself flipping out of the app into another one or into the home screen. There's no way to stop the game, so I find myself force stopping it because it's still using CPU even when it's not running. It's not using a lot. It's not using a lot, but it's certainly using some. And I don't know why you'd want that. Why can't you just exit the game? Why don't they just give you a simple exit? Alright. So, for $5, yeah, alright. I think it's worth the cash. You can pick up a lot of content for it as DLCs. They're really, really, really cheap, so tempting to have a look and play. Give it a crack. See what you think. You can always refund it. Alrighty. See you later then. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.